PPL fans, welcome to the small recap we're gonna do of the first season. Let's see how everything went and what situation we're in at the moment. First of all, I want to thank you all for watching during the season. To everyone that has participated with me, behind the scenes, you could say, helping me build, help me prepare, like getting into the groove of things, right, with Draft League. And yes, I am quite happy of how this went. Not as happy as I could be, but we say goodbye to the season after the regular season. We couldn't make it to playoffs, unfortunately. But it happens. After the last time I played was it 2016, 2018? I don't even remember. And I didn't even finish the season back then. I was so busy. I wanted to participate, right, to get that social aspect of the YouTube and Pokemon community, going too, right? Getting to new people, right? Getting to communities, but I could just never. And now I got the chance, right? Got a stable job. I got my hours more clear, and we can get into more, meta games, right? Not only Smogon on Showdown. I think it could give, it has given variety to the channel a little bit, and I think it's fun, right? So let us just go, as they say. For the background for this video, I guess, or for this season, is this coming back, right? Gets on terms to things, learn, and it has been just that, right? While also not lose my way of playing the game, right? Bring fun sets, trying to do some entertaining content for you guys, I hope. And I try my best, but I think there's a lot of things to improve. We'll talk about them at the end of the video especially, but I just want to go through the team, right? What we did. We didn't pass the playoffs, but it was very close. It was actually one differential point away, and I was tied with two other friends of mine, Shroom and Wanzi, and we were exactly tied, because Shroom beat me, I did beat Alex, or Wanzi Bayonet, but Wanzi Bayonet did beat Shroom, so it was an exact tie, right? -5 differential. And that -5 differential was especially bad because of the last week, because I got absolutely countered and destroyed, and I lost 4-0. That's a lot of differential loss that I shouldn't have had. And it cost me the season, honestly, because Bruno passed because of it, because he won 5-0 in the last match. So, insane. Insane ending. I think I was, despite coming back, I think I was very close to getting to playoffs, so I think we just did pretty well, right? Plus, most of the fights that I lost, except Dave or Shroom Braver, are people who are in the playoffs right now, so very strong players. Strong players for sure. And yes, tough season at the end, but I think we did pretty well. If I, for example, kept more differential against Padel, we could have passed as well. So gotta remember that. Play better, play slower, and not panic. I think that would be it. Because playing on Wi-Fi is quite more complicated than playing on Showdown, right? I'm super used to Showdown, of course, and I have a terrible ADHD since always. And since I got diagnosed, at least I can explain some of the decisions I've taken sometimes. So Showdown is very nice because you can see all the information. Must remember, I can remember a lot of things just because I can see them, right? But with Wi-Fi, it gets a little bit more intense, and my brain does go much faster than it should. So I need to try to train that a little bit, and try to put notes. Maybe I'll do manual notes to improve on that. But it's just basically improving on playing on Wi-Fi, which I've almost never had, so it's a different way to play. It's very fun. It's very it's I don't know how to say it. It's like emotional. I don't know, like not sad emotional, but intense emotional, right? But in any case, that would be it, right? Play my differential better, improve Wi-Fi playing, maybe take better notes, remember things, maybe have it a little bit of a slow pace. Now, we talked about the coach, which is me. Let's talk about the Pokemon, right? The first Pokemon that I drafted is I had a second round pick, and I picked what was it? I picked Landros. It was at 18 points, and for a team that has ended up 3 and 5 like mine, I think Landros did a great job. It got 7 kills, which is almost 1 kill per match for a team that has lost 5 matches. I think this is pretty good results. Even if the matches that I lost, Landros was great, and it's mostly the Pokemon that people would counter for. So I think I really like using Landros. Maybe 18 points was a little bit too expensive, just a little bit. But in any case, I think it's just a great mon overall, and I've loved prepping with Landros. It was fantastic, you know. Either the physical sets, the special sets, the setup sets. A very dangerous mon, gets rocks as well. I really like using it. I will put the data on each mon as well, right? So you at least know it's 2. But I think this was a great pick. Maybe not a first pick, depending on the league, right, and the power creep that the league has within its rules. But for this one, since most of the very good stuff was banned, I think this is one of the great Pokemon we could have had. Then we do have Slowking. Slowking was very helpful to patch one of Landros' weaknesses, which is ice and water. Very nice. And plus it gives me a window to use a little bit of fun stuff, right, that I like. Unfortunately, this Pokemon is a little bit too passive and the typing does not help it too much. So I found myself being knocked and U-turned a lot, and it was pain, you know. That's not what I want. I usually try to U-turn and Volturn myself, which is my favorite playstyle. So this one was a little bit too passive. Having the slow chili reception was good though. And the T-Wave, I think the T-Wave set is the one that I like the most, but very passive mon. It's usually often that it happens though with this kind of mons, so the most passive mons don't get that many kills and get killed quite a bit. But still, it helped with Landros especially, and with my second-tier captain, Alolan Sandslash, to give at least the hail potential, or the snow potential for the team. It was fun, right? It was a fun idea, but I don't think I didn't manage to make it work. That's what I'd say. Then we do have Heatran. With Heatran, Lando, Slowking, and, you know, these 3 first mons had a very nice combination. Very nice mon. Usually I had Heatran just to do a very specific jump into the match, and it did it well, right? People have to prepare for Heatran for the fire immunity, so they more likely bring not the fire Pokeballs, which are usually very scary this gen. And it was just great, you know. Had nice... just a nice Pokemon. What can I say? It didn't pop up too much though. I think Joey, for example, he's a much better player in general, but he did use it to its best of his abilities, and it's a fantastic one. I think it was great. I think I didn't manage to get as much potential from it, but it was comfortable building around it. And set up rocks most of the times. It usually had one job, and it was just great at any job it does. Unfortunately, it took more of a defensive backlash, and it got created in an important match, so the KD wasn't too nice. But it was nice. I felt good using it. Then we do have Gardevoir. I loved using Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a fantastic Pokemon. Unfortunately, I think it's a little bit too frail of a fairy, so you'd have to have another, maybe fatter fairy to go with her. But most of times, this has been a great Pokemon for me. Most of times, switching into this spawn, it's a nightmare. Fairy and Psychic, if you don't have a good steel, it's complicated. Now it gets Aura Sphere, it gets the Mystical Fire as well. Vacuum Wave has been a surprise. It has worked very nicely for me with this month. So I think Gardevoir is a fantastic fairy. I think I didn't have enough team to support it though. So my fairy was very strong offensively, but I feel like I wanted the fairy to switch on more. That's why I tried Sandslash with the fairy typing, and it was great. But I couldn't give Sandslash the role that I wanted them, right? Which is more offensive with Snow. And this is where my team kind of just failed a little bit, I would say. It was a good idea, though. But yeah, Gardevoir, I think you should always draft it. If you can. If it makes sense for your team. This is a great Pokemon. Oh yeah, then we do have Dubstep, the Noivern. One of my favorite Pokemons to use this gen. It wasn't a super powerful dragon, but I think at the point I drafted, there were more powerful dragons around. Most people have taken them. And since it's DLC 1, of course, remember, a lot of powerful dragons weren't around. But yeah, man. This thing, I only drafted it especially to deal with the Ogre Pawns, since they were in separate teams. This thing usually deals with 3, right, of the 4 Ogre Pawns, kind of. You outspeed and kill them, offensively especially. Even if they have Flare Off, it's not like you have always solutions for Ogre Pawn. So except Ogre Pawn Cornerstone, this Pokemon has gone great. Has been great. And most of the times I've used it against those, it worked. I won against 2 matches against the Ogre Pawns. It was scary against them. It was scary, and it just gave me nice utility and speed for the team. This was very nice Pokemon to use. Very content with this pawn. Every time I've used it, it gave me the victory. Albeit a lucky one of them, but he hasn't even died. So great mon to use. Great utility, Dragon and Mon and Flying type. And the speed is just, fantastic. One of my favorite mons in this team. The Overquill, also a very nice Pokemon that I really enjoyed. Really enjoyed the Dark and Poison typing. That's a classic from me. Gets spikes. A lot of utility that comes from this one. Usually just sends up hazards, spreads poison, or intimidates, or both. And it's just great. And it was only 7 points this league. In most leagues they have increased the value of this mon, because 7 points for this mon, it's very low. And I had my share use of this mon, not gonna lie. Even I got a nice customary Destiny bond kill. So it gets up for fun stuff. The problem that I see in it is that, like, the coverage is very lackluster, so depending on the matchups this could be difficult to use. But all around, it's not here to like be an incredible sweeper or like an incredible mon. It's just a support guy. It actually could do some damage. I didn't use it offensively enough. I think that's my only regret. I could have used it more offensively. This could have been much more dangerous. So a lot of opportunities still to explore this one. I don't discard not drafting it in the future. We'll see. Then we have Electrode, the mascot. Electrode is just Electrode. It was 2 points, and I think it's pretty great for 2 points, especially if you can Terra like I did, right? I like the choices I made for the Terra. Ice and Grass were great, and this Pokemon basically just were to ball turn around and just be annoying most of the times. Some matches it was great, some matches it sucked. It does lack a little bit of power, and for 2 points I think it's got its value worth, but it's just not too incredible. A surprise to no one. And then when you have Senseless Alola, the idea would be that from the hail from Slowking, this guy could have at least a couple of turns of a lot of damage, right? And it just couldn't, right? It took more of defensive roles. Most of the times with the fairy typing, it was a fantastic fairy with a Terra type. Very bulky, and it just spawned most of the matches. And it was just great. It was just nothing to write home about. I think you have to make a more specific hail team to make it work, right? With longer hail, with better mons to pivot with. And maybe the Terra typings weren't as great, right? I had Ice for the offensive, Fairy because I didn't have a fat Fairy, I only had Gardevoir, and then Water. I think Water could have been changed perhaps for something else. I liked Water because you resist, of course you resist the fire moves, but then I don't know, maybe Ghost would have been nice, right? There was other possibilities that could be explored. There's other people that have used this mod much better, but for 4 points it was okay, right? An okay speeder to have, but meh. I think my team kind of failed with the hail side strats, you could say, but it was fine. Since I was picking so many lower tier mons, the next one that I chose was Chicken, the Galarian Zapdos, and this thing was great. This is a good Pokemon to draft anytime. Flying and fighting is a hard thing to switch out. Hits like a truck. Fantastic Scarfer with that speed tier of 100. And it gets coverage with knockoff, right, as well. Even ground coverage. I experimented with some fun stats that almost worked as well. So, great guy. This is a great mod to draft. If you are lacking like a little bit of speed on the 100s, and you want a hard-hitting guy, there it is, dude. Fantastic mod to use. One of my favorites as well for this tier. Very nice. And talk about favorites, we have Robin Hood. Robin Hood, it's been pretty good, I think. In my team, it was kind of forced too much to defog. Bring tanky sets, I think offensive sets, and especially if you terror this one, which wasn't allowed. But terroring this mon is the way to go, I feel. So, if you can do it, I think this mod is great, right? Once I use offensive set with Poltergeist, oh man, this was not... It was not easy to switch in, I'm telling you. It has priority, which is useful. It has a lot of support boosts, which are nice. Speed blocks. It was 9 points. Maybe a little bit too expensive without Terra, I would say. But on the other hand, it does do a bunch of support things too, right? But I think if you can go more offensive with it, it would be better. But I'm pretty content with this one. And then we do have Garganical without Terra. And this was a failure. I could only use it one match. Because it came on for last week. No, for the last 2 weeks, but I didn't use it in the week before and then the other. And my idea was to use... to force opponents to use Cover Cloak. And turns out some of them did when I bring it in the last match. And he completely countered me with his Ghost type Arboliva, Terra Arboliva. And it failed, right? Then again, I think it's a great defensive one. It's dangerous, the body press is dangerous. But I think it's a little bit too easily stopped. If you have called bulky ghosts, grass types, the rock type is too bad. That's why the Terra is so good, because you can remove it, right? The rock type is just a good offensive type, but not that many very good defensive type. So this failed, right? I don't like this one. And then we do have the ones that I changed Garganical for, right? So I had these two before Garganical, but I ended up changing them. Claudia was pretty great. It has given me some KOs this season. Very scary mon, very hard to switch into. But I got a little bit disappointed with it when he couldn't one-shot the Fampy. Was not even invested, by the way. So I couldn't do it. But all around, this one was great. I pretty much regret changing it for Garganical. All along with the other Pokemon that I had, my Wind Pointer. But I think this was a good one on my team. I shouldn't have changed it. Garganical was not as good as I was hoping, right? I was hoping to get a Ghost Switch in, since the ability from Garganical makes it take less damage from Ghost types. But it's just... No, it was not good. I think this could have destroyed the Arboliva, right? And maybe he wouldn't have run it last week against Gut. But then again, switching into a grass was dangerus. I don't know. I prepped bad for that match, so it's not the fault of the mods. This mod was great. This mod was great. I shouldn't have changed it, actually. Claudia does feel my team much better. And last but not least, we got the Sudowoodo. Let's go. And Sudowoodo only came to one match and set up one rock and spiked and died. And that's why I drafted it. 1 point mod to do that. And I could do it against one match. Unfortunately, we lost to Fanfi on that match. And that's the title I've been taking, right? The man who lost to Fanfi. But my team was super bad against it. It's just, sometimes you get Fanfi. What can I say? And this is the team, you know. Pretty good season. I would like to... I got very nice matches, very nice moments, very great content. If you've missed any of the weeks, I think you would enjoy watching them. And talk about content, I think it would be great for the next, league. I would like to participate in leagues every now and then, right? Now DLC 2 has come, so it would be interesting to explore that. Yes, I think the ideas would be to improve the content a little bit. Maybe put some sort of some mods on the layouts during the battle to see what's going on, right? What mods are alive, what mods are not alive. And just improve my game a little bit, as well as the intro presentations, right? The team building presentations for each battle too. That would be my main as a content creator. way to improve this draft content. I wanted to actually ask you guys in the comments if you could give me any idea, right, on how you think it improves league content for you guys. I think being able to follow the league would be nice, or we'll try to work on that, right, so you guys know what's happening with the league I'm in, what are the positions, what are the stakes, and just try to make fun content around it, right? Making a lot of friends in the new league all be coming. Yes, there's going to be a league coming soon, making you know, new contacts, new friends, and old friends as well, so it's going to be fun times. Apart from that, I implore you that you guys check out the playoffs from the PPL, because they are happening at the moment. Yes, they are happening at the moment. We have two divisions. The Bolt Division is the one I participated in, but we do have the Flare Division as well. And then the playoffs is between the best teams between both of them, and it's gonna be fun. So you guys should watch it. All the coaches' links would be in the description. You have to check it out, right? It's going crazy, right? Gonna watch the playoffs to see who's gonna win. So this is the playoff stands. I didn't put the results despite being out of the first playoffs. I would like that you watch them, right? There's a lot of content creators that are great as well going into those playoffs that I would like you to see, right, as well. So that's about it. You know, any suggestion for the content, any suggestion for the battling, anything, it's always appreciated in the comments below. We'll see each other on the next videos. Okay, my friends? See ya! It's Frank, you know me. Huh? I am Frank.